nigga, that's fine. Nigga, that's fine. Nigga, that's fine. Nigga, that's fine. Nigga, that's fine.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host of YouTube, Cyan, often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And going over Raw this week was as per the current state of the norm in the Performance Center, but no big shocking wrestling news. Now, there have been some reports that several WWE stars have once again tested positive for Corona, and now this is all I'm gonna say on it. Now, last week Taz made a snide little jab at them saying on Dynamite, saying, "Oh hey, you know, we don't run a slop show here," but you know, I'm not taking a shot at Taz when I'm on this, because I'm not. But here's the thing. People are getting up in arms because WWE has Ric Flair performing on Monday nights with Randy, and, you know, Ric's up there in years, obviously. He's 71 and all. But at the same time, AEW has Arn Anderson, Jake Roberts, Jim Ross, and just for shits and giggles, we'll even throw him in the mix, Tony Schiavone, who are all within that, around that same age bracket, that are highly susceptible. Now, I'm not saying what WWE is right or wrong, or AEW is right and wrong. All I'm saying is, at this point anymore, and this is about as much current event shit as I'm gonna get right here. At this point anymore, you go outside to buy a fucking gallon of milk or a loaf of bread, you pretty much are taking a 50-50 gamble. The fact, you know, there have been some small town wrestling promotions that popped up, and some wrestlers have wound up putting it out there on the Twitter saying, "Oh hey, I got asked to go and work at this place, but a buddy of mine just told me that a person there tested positive." And, you know, you're hearing this shit. So it's not just WWE, and you know, you could say they're running a slop show, you could say you don't like it, the way they're handling shit, this, that, and the other. Okay. Did they handle shit badly when it first started? Yes. They're handling it the right way now, though. So instead of just holding on to the past, saying, you know, holding on to it like, yeah, this is where you fucked up, this is where you fucked up. Get the fuck over it, man. I mean, for crying out loud. There. Now that I've said that, that's about as most on it as I'm going to get. Now we're going to move forward, but before we go forward, we got to take another step backwards, talk about last week with the SmackDown Rewind. Big highlights from last week's SmackDown. Matt Riddle came out, gave a very interesting story about why he pretty much does everything barefoot, and okay. While some people were blowing up Twitter saying, "Oh, I can't fucking stand this. This has got Vince McMahon written all over it, this, that, and the..." Guys, it's establishing character. You know? I mean, Christ. When Stone Cold started being the beer-swelling, bird-flipping ass kicker that he was, did they just have him go out there and say, "Hey, I'm going to go out there, drink a beer, and kick someone's ass"? No. They established why he was pissed off, why he wanted to kick someone's ass, and why, after he was done kicking someone's ass, he wanted to have a goddamn beer. It's same difference. It's just showing another dimension for a character. Quit fucking over-analyzing shit. God! This is why I'm not liked on wrestling Twitter. But anyways, Riddle came out, explained that, and then starting up a small feud with Corbin. Looks like they're also setting up some stuff in the foreshadowing in the future with Uncle Alan, because after Riddle had a match with that King Corbin made, then AJ Styles came out and attacked him in regards to losing in Riddle's debut match on SmackDown. Other than that, the big highlights from SmackDown, start setting up a feud between New Day and Cesaro and Nakamura, and honestly, I would not mind one bit seeing Cesaro and Nakamura have the tag titles. Let the New Day lose the titles for a while, you know. Let some of the polish run off of it because, you know, as much as I love the New Day, you know, you can't hold the titles, you know, you can't do like a Bruno Sammartino held the title for six to 7 plus years reign like he used to. You know, it's the way things are. I mean, Christ, if a champion holds the title for more than damn near a year, you're going to see half the fan base go and say, oh, well, I'm tired of their reign. You know? But yeah. Other than that, also, there's still building the feud between Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. He had a nice little bar set up in the ring. Jeff came out. Sheamus went to go and raise a toast via the Tron because he was at home. And then it's like, you know what? I think I will have a toast. Cheers. And then poured the shit all over his barkeep's head, beat the shit out of him, hit him with a swanton, and that was the show. So yeah. Now let's get into current events. Monday Night Raw starts out, excuse me. Don't worry, that wasn't a Rona cough. Raw starts out with McIntyre coming out saying, Dolph, I gave you the choice. You can pick the stipulation. What the bloody hell is it? You want to have it be no holds bar, arms tied behind my back, fight on top of a volcano with sharks with laser beams attached at our freaking heads. I don't know how we do it, but I guarantee we would. What the hell match are we going to do? And then Ziggler comes out. The match we're going to do is what I choose. Because I get to say when. But you know, you want to talk about on how you got to the top all on your own, all you. Let me bring out somebody who you stepped on and completely forgot about along the way. Come on out. And then out comes Heath Slater. So yeah, Heath Slater came out, cut a very, very emotional promo saying, you know, when you got, you know, and I'm paraphrasing it all, mind you, he was saying, you know, Drew, when you got fired, I called you. I called you every day to check on you, see how you were doing, make sure you were okay. I was there for you each and every way. And then, when I was home and I got that call, I was there with my kids. Not these 20 to 30 kids that these people like to think I have. No, my 2 kids. I was there, and not once did I hear anything from you. I got you okay. I'll petition to bring you back. And that was it. You left me high and dry. And it was, the way he just presented it, it was very emotional. And I'm not a big Heath Slater guy. But the fact that he, you know, if I'm not a fan of somebody, but they're able to hit me, god damn, that's some good work. And yeah, which then led to Slater basically saying, I want you. I want you right now. Heath, you don't want this. Ah, I do. No, Heath shoves him. I want this, Drew. You don't want this, mate. Nope, and then slaps him. Alright, this is what you want. So then we get an impromptu match. Drew McIntyre versus Heath Slater. Next thing you know, and Slater's going to slate, Jobber's going to job, and a squash match is going to be a squash match. It was an obvious going to be a squash. McIntyre got the win with the Claymore real quick. After that, Ziggler went in, started berating Slater, went to go beat the snot out of him, got a couple shots on him. Next thing you know, McIntyre came back in, scared him off, and then 2 brothers had their embrace, and that was it. Only thing, honestly, that was missing was Jinder. Yeah, really wish that would have been nice to see. Next up, we got in women's action, Sasha Banks. Now, Sasha Banks is going to be in action. Now, before this happened, though, Sasha and Bayley came out, cut a nice promo talking about on how, you know, Sasha's going to beat Asuka at Extreme Rules. She's going to be a champ. She's going to be a dual champ. And all this, that, and the other. And then Asuka comes out saying, who says I'm here alone? And then out comes her partner Kairi saying, Kairi's back. And yes, that is a picture of Kairi up there. Don't judge, damn it. Kairi Sane's back. It is damn good to see her back. And so we got an impromptu match. Sasha Banks versus Kairi Sane. Kairi, she's leading. Kairi, she leads right up into the break. After that, you know, Sasha has it, but it's a fairly decent match. I dug the shit out of it. It was nice to see Kairi back, especially with, albeit, I stress this a lot. Take any and all news that comes from any dirt sheet site, whether it's the Dave Meltzers, the Wade Kellers, or whatever out there. Take all the news that you get with a grain of salt, because here's the cold hard truth. Not just with wrestling news, but with any type of news. Whether it's shit talking about the world, economy, whatever. 20% of it's true, roughly maybe 10 to 20% of it's true, and the rest is all bullshit. Because honestly, it's written out in a puffed up opinion. In a puffed up opinionated manner. Because there's been rumors circulating saying Kairi Sane's going to be leaving soon. You know, she don't want to do this. She's not happy with that, this, that, and the other. And I'm not there. I don't know anything for certain. But I honestly, I don't know. I'm taking it with a grain of salt, because for all we know, Kairi just could have been there, had a bad day, and then one of Meltzer's little fuck-knuckle, you know, cronies called him and said, hey, you know, she's not looking too happy. I think she might be leaving. Because God forbid someone stupid has done that kind of shit before, right? So yeah. It was a good match. I dug it. Match came to an end. Kairi Sane, she had this modified version of a Boston Crab where, you know, she basically X'd Sasha's legs, had her up like that, arched, and then just as it looked like Sasha was about to tap, Bayley came in, boom, ran interference, and then led to a big brouhaha, and then Kairi jumped off the top, onto the outside, hit everyone, cleared house. That was the match. Next up, we get an impromptu tag match. It is Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio. Rey coming back now, being officially medically cleared, going against Seth Rollins and Murphy. Now, this was originally scheduled with Rey and Aleister Black. However, after the women's match, it showed Murphy looking over a beaten, battered Aleister Black. How do you like that? How do you like that? And then Seth like, yeah, come on, let's go. Well, that's unfortunate. And then they leave. Kevin's out there because he's doing the KO show, and his guest is Seth Rollins. So, he's out there. Them two throw a few words back and forth at each other in regards to their match at Mania. And then Seth's like, you see, Kevin, much like you sacrificed your ankle to do what you needed to do to win that match, I'm asking you to make a sacrifice and come with me for the greater good. And then, yeah. Then after that, Owens like, yeah, you know what? I am never going to work with you. Screw you. And then Rey came down talking about on how he was going to go and kick the shit out of Seth tonight. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's just you. I don't know if you remember, but your partner, Aleister, he's a little banged up. I don't think he can compete. So, what are you going to do? Fight by yourself? And then Owens like, you need a partner? I'll be your partner. so we come to this. Now, the one thing that I absolutely loved on this match was at all points, Seth refused to ever get in there with Ray. He refused whatsoever, and I fucking loved it because it was just, it's so beautiful because it's setting up the tension, and it's just I can't wait until them two get to finally butt heads and get at each other. Now, these two got a match set up at Extreme Rules. It was announced during the KO show, and Seth even said that he'd let Ray pick the stipulation for the match. Now, they never say what it was before the match, but we'll get to that. And now, as far as this match goes, the tag match, like I said, Seth, he refused to ever get in there. Now, Owens at one point wound up becoming the team punching bag, and then Ray got the hot tag. He took it to Murphy like you would not believe. And then at one point when Seth, he wound up actually digging his thumb into Dominick, Ray's son Dom, and then wound up actually looking like he was about ready to go and take care of him. Next thing you know, you hear Aleister Black's music, and then Seth just drops down like this, like, go on, go on, go on! Taunting him because he knows if he hits Seth, Seth gets the DQ, and then Seth will be able to pick the stipulation instead of Ray if he wins. All the while that's going on, Seth doesn't see Murphy getting his eyes thumbed out by Dominick and then tossed back into the ring. Ray then proceeds to hit him with a 619, frog, 1, 2, 3 after that. So, next thing you know, Ray says he wants a match. That's an eye for an eye match, which I'm not quite sure on how that's going to go. It can go in either one of two ways. One, shades of Raven and Scotty Riggs in WCW, where drop toe hold right on the chair, boom, take out the eye. Or we can see something like from Kill Bill, where Uma Thurman just goes doop and pulls out that chick's eye. I wouldn't be surprised if that's on how that match ends, where the winner just goes up to the loser and pulls out their eye like that. At least it's a lot better than what was in that movie Hostel. That's all I'm going to say in regards to that. Next matchup, we got tag action again. It is Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. They're going against MVP and Bobby Lashley, and this came to be because MVP was out there boasting on how he beat the United States champion Apollo Crews, and on how he is the new, since he beat the US champion, he might as well be considered the new US champion. And then unveils a new WWE US title, which I gotta tell you, I like the damn look. I like the damn title. It looks pretty damn good. It's got a nice big eagle on the front. You know, nice big eagle in the front with a little bit of a flag underneath it. You know. Now I will say this. Is it as pretty as the other US title? No. Because honestly, I was a fan of this one. But I like this design. I will say this though, it looks a hell of a lot better than the TNT Championship. Because as much money as AEW, Cody, Tony, the Bucks and all, as much money as they poured into making the AEW tag titles look amazing, the women's title look amazing, the AEW title look amazing, they made the TNT Championship look like a generic title that you would see in a small town indie promotion. That's it. You know, just red leather with big silver plates that says TNT on it. You know, I don't ever want to hear anyone criticize on how the 24/7 title looks ever again after seeing the TNT title. That's all I got to say on that. But anyways, now that I'm done on that little tribe, let's get back to the matter at hand. After MVP after MVP shows that new title, next thing you know, Ricochet and Cedric come out. You know, now, hold up, P. You may be saying you're the new US champ, but here's the cold hard truth. You ain't. Once the real champ, Apollo, comes back, you're going to have to give that title to him. And since you guys got it, since we got issues with you guys, let's go and settle this. Now, all the while, keep in mind, this is where the biggest highlight on this show of Raw took place. MVP performed in this match all while wearing a suit. And I'm just guessing by the looks of it, it didn't look like some $60 to $70 suit that you would get out of like JCPenney or Macy's. You know, like you'd see this cheap fuck do. No. It looked like a genuine, nice, really damn good, expensive, like, I don't know nothing about suits, so I can't even name a good price. You know, but it looked like a damn good suit. That was a damn good suit, and it looked fucking expensive as shit. And the fact that MVP performed in it was amazing. Now, as far as the match goes, the heels, MP and Lashley, they pretty much dominated. Now, one thing I want to highlight on is that they did constantly emphasize on how they were the Hurt Business. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, that's going to be their new tagline. Yeah, okay. No different than, again, MVP, Beatdown Clan. Okay. You know, the Beatdown Clan, that was a good name for a group. You know, Pain Business. They're in the pain business. Okay, that sounds like that sounds like something that few dudes that are used to putting people on the ass end of an ass kicking would say. You know? I don't see the issue on it. But either way, this was a decent enough match. It came to an end when Lashley wound up doing the spear to Cedric Alexander. Got the 1, 2, 3. That was it. Now, backstage they showed MVP talking to Cedric, saying, now while you're running around being Ricochet's sidekick, whoa, I'm not his sidekick. We're buddies. Alright. Well, while you're running around being his sidekick, there you go, saying it again. You know, and you're saying y'all are equal. You ain't the one with a WWE 365 documentary on the network. He is. No, I'm just saying. We can take you places. So, teasing that, and honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing if Cedric could win heel. I wouldn't mind seeing it, you know. But either way, next matchup we got trios action, which, whew, good God, this is our third tag match in a row, folks. We got Big Show and the Viking Raiders going against Angel, Garza, Andrade, and Randy Orton. And once again, Zelina Vega out there, and I can't help but think, Aleister Black, you modern-day Billy Kidman son of a bitch prick bastard. Sorry. Have this condition every time I see Zelina Vega. I can't help but damn Aleister Black because of that. Either way, though, as far as the match goes, the faces were leading right up until they were about to cut the break. Right as they were about to, Randy Orton calls Angel Garza out to the outside the ring. Garza, come here. Gets him by the throat. And I was just like, holy shit, because it fucking reminded me of like if my dad had to scold me and my brother when we were fighting, whether it was with each other or someone else. You just had him. He was like, I know you know this business. Don't screw around. You screw around, so help me. I will end you. I will beat your ass unmerciful. And he was getting into Garza because Garza and Andrade were starting to butt heads again. And then Randy just stepped in like that angry dad, like, hey, do it, and so help me God, you're going to get my foot up your ass. He basically went at him like that, and then next thing you know, they were good. They were good. They were on the same page all for the rest of the night. Now, I dug the match at one point. Randy, but now, I'm trying to think. After that part, yeah. After that part, Ivar was the punching bag for a bit, and then Eric came in, started cleaning up some house, and then next thing you know, Eric got put on the got turned into the punching bag, and Show came in, got the hot tag, started trying to clean house, couldn't get Randy, but then brought the Raiders back in on how the match wound up eventually came to an end. Was just as the Raiders were about to go and hit the Viking Experience on Garza. On Garza, he slid down. Randy right out of nowhere, who did a blind tag, boom, popped an RKO onto Eric, and then got the 1-2-3. That was it. And folks, I'm gonna level with you right here. Am I a fan of the fact that now we went from having Randy Orton and Edge to Randy Orton and Big Show? No. No, I am not. But this is what wrestling does best. This is wrestling this is wrestling at its finest right here, because you're doing your best to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. Because, again, back to what I said before about with the rumors, you know, about maybe 10 to maybe 20% of it's true, the rest is bullshit. Edge and Orton were supposed to go all the way until SummerSlam. But with Edge now, torn tricep, you know, they needed to change on the fly. So, they pulled in Show. Do I like it? God, no. No. Christ almighty, I'd much prefer Big Show going back, lifting weights, and working on making a new season on his show on Netflix. My kid fucking loves that show. But yeah, it is what it is. So you work with what you got. Now, next matchup, we got another women's match. Ruby Riott against Billie Kay. This is shades in regards to last week. Ruby trying to pick up another win, trying to get a win over the Iconics. Iconics teasing and taunting Billie because, you know, she's losing. She won't return her calls, this, that, and the other. And Billie, she pretty much just, Billie led the pace of the match, and it was a really short match. I would have liked to have seen it longer, but I know why it was short for its reasons, and it was what it was. Billie Kay got the win doing a eat the feet with Ruby from the top rope, and then did this, I don't even know on how to describe this move. Basically, she had her in a headlock, hoisted her up, and then dropped her on her butt. It basically, I called it a butt buster. And then she dropped her right on her ass. I called it the butt buster because, yeah. Hit that and then got the 1-2-3. That was it. So it looks like they're going to wind up having Ruby and Liv get back together, get the band back together. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunate, but wrong choice of words. Now, Sarah Logan, however, will not be getting with the band, getting with everyone and having the band back together, given that she broke the news that she's pregnant, which, congratulations to Sarah Logan and Eric for their first child. May their first child be a masculine child. That's the best I can say. So now we come to main event of the night. Bayley versus Asuka. Bayley had Sasha in her corner. Asuka had Kairi in her corner. And before the match, Asuka issued the challenge next week. Tag title match. They said yes. So, now, had a nice start to it. They had Nikki Cross sitting at the commentating table, which was funny because she was there and she was like, oh no, I'll be good. And then she was just like, wanting to, but like, didn't. When Bayley, until Bayley eventually provoked her and then she jumped and snapped and then got taken out. And yeah, it was a good back and forth match. It was a decent back and forth match. I dug the shit out of it. I liked it. And then the match, you know, had really good storytelling. You know, these two girls, they got good history with each other. They got good chemistry. You know, and the match came to an end when Bayley, it looked like she was leading. She was gonna bring it on home. She had Sasha get a thing of water. Bayley. And then splashed some on Asuka, turned around, next thing you know, on the other side of the plexiglass, sees Nikki, boom, 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 yeah! Boom, 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 boom. Scares the shit out of Bayley, where she's now completely thrown off. Then Asuka puts in the Asuka lock. Bayley tries to go for a pin. Asuka lets go, rehooks it, and then lets go, and then just goes for a pin, hooks both legs, sits on her, 1, 2, 3, that's it. So yeah. Asuka wins. Next, so yeah. So, that is it. That is it for this week's show, folks. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, let me know you found me on there from here, or the Twitter at Tim Vicious. I don't think I Creed John Gone. Also, big ups to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships. It's a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, do not forget to follow these cool-ass guys right here on the Twitter. Isomogan, Kenny Killer, DSP_IV, Diabolica RA, and Sergeant Curry Pants. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.